this day and throughout all the summer as we gather to explore great and small, the guide to the most okayest summer ever, and how God is working through great things and small things and okay things and really amazing things. As we gather, we want to take a moment to create our sacred circle. And so we think about God, the Creator, who created all creation. And we think about God, the Christ. Maybe you can make a cross symbol out of something you find in your yard. And one of the ways we think of God as spirit is through flame, but also through wind. Listen now. Our sacred circle is ready. Hi everyone, and here we are, our first session, what should we call this? Our first exploration into great and small, our guide to the most okayest summer ever. And the first one is great and small. So before we get too much further, I encourage you to stop the video and go listen to the song Great and Small. It was sent out, but also you could probably just Google butterfly fish, great and small. So go take a listen and then come on back. So after hearing the song Great and Small, I'm going to read the scripture and then talk about the meditation a little bit, and then do an activity with you. All right? And then you all can explore the rest of this week's adventure in the guide with your families. So our scripture, there are two. First is from Genesis, which is in the Old Testament. It is the very first book in our Bible. And many, many wonderful stories are in Genesis. So, Genesis 3:19, you are dust, and to dust you shall return. This is the scripture that we say on Ash Wednesday to help us remember that we came from God and God's earth, and to God we will return. That we are born and will someday die. And reminds us of our mortality. And then from Psalm 8:5, where are the Psalms? They are also in the Old Testament, in the middle of the Bible. So here are these words from Psalm 8. You have made humans a little lower than God and crowned them with glory and honor. Wow, that's beautiful. So in the meditation, it tells us that the song, Great and Small, was inspired by an ancient Jewish Hasidic tale that every person should have two pockets with a scrap of paper in each. On one piece of paper, it should read, I am but dust and ashes, from the book of Genesis, we just heard that. And the other should read, for my sake the world was created, a line from the Talmud. So it's a reminder, it's to be a reminder that whenever we feel too proud, that we should read the first and remember that, we're not as important sometimes as we think we are. And then whenever we feel discouraged, we should read the second and remember that we are beloved in God and that there is only one of us. So I hope you take a little time to talk about the scriptures with your parents or with other people in your house, and talk about that thought of having those two scraps of paper in your pockets. So on one hand, we are all finite and but dust and not that important, and then on the other hand, we are all pretty dang important. And depending on the day and the hour, we need to hear both those messages. All right. So, on to the activities. I will show you the scraps of paper that we made, that Eleanor and I made, to put in our house to help remind us of this. And I would love to see the signs that you come up with for this. So we decided to go with "You are small" and "You are great," and I'll show you those in a little bit. Hi! We wanted to show you our signs. We put them on our refrigerator. See, you are small and you are great. And those are the ways, what you doing? That we're going to remind ourselves that we are both wonderful and beloved in God's eyes and that we are not God. Can't wait to see what you create. What would you write on those two different pieces of paper? Maybe "You are amazing," or "God thinks you're amazing," or "You're not as special as you think you are." You know, those two contrasts. And then the other question is, where are you going to put them in your house to help you remember this? So I will show you those in just a little bit. All right. The other activity that I wanted to do with you is being great and small at the same time. So this tree in my backyard is pretty darn great. Look at it. It is a big, beautiful tree. And whenever I look at it, I remember I'm small. It's like when you stargaze and you look up at all the stars and you remember I'm not that big. And so find something in nature, preferably, where you feel small, and then do something to feel big in it. So I am also big. It's such a good and fun reminder. Have fun finding somewhere where you can feel small and then being reminded of feeling big as well. And God works through us in our smallness and in our greatness, and is there to help us remind us that we are both so important and beloved, and that we are not the center of the world. So have fun with this. And I can't wait to see your signs and to hear how you felt great and small. I also really encourage you to take a look at the conversations and have some good conversation with people in your home or with people that you may be seeing these days. Blessings, friends.